and now for something totally different. So guys, when you make tacos, I believe the sky's the limit. You can pretty much put anything on a taco and call it a taco, right? That's the way I feel anyways. So today I'm gonna make a taco that you've probably never seen before in your life, and I've never made it before in my life, but I think it's gonna be really good. The star of the show, the Shishito peppers that I just picked up at the farmer's market this morning. So look at these things, they're beautiful, and I couldn't resist buying them. So before we make the Shishitos, let's get into a couple sauces that are gonna work with the tacos. We're gonna start with a little cilantro crema. Maybe slightly non-traditional. I'm gonna use a little sour cream. I'm gonna get that right into there. I'm gonna take my cilantro. I'm gonna leave the stems behind. I'm gonna take this leafy part. It goes right in there. I'm gonna do a little salt and pepper too. Lastly, I'm gonna need a little bit of liquid in here, so I'm gonna use some pepperoncini juice. I don't have any limes, but I think this is gonna have a nice little zip that it adds to the whole thing. Do that. I'm even gonna add a couple of the rings. Smells so good. That's perfect. So we have our cilantro crema. Now we're gonna make a little sauce to put on the shishitos after we cook them. I'm gonna make that sauce right here in this pan. I like to use the liquid aminos. You can use soy sauce if you want, really doesn't matter. I happen to have this on hand, so that's what I'm gonna go with today. So I'm gonna squirt in what looks like maybe about a half cup of the liquid aminos. And because I'm kind of lazy, I got the garlic and ginger in the tubes, so I'm just gonna give a little squirt of both of those. We'll start with the garlic, probably, I don't know, half a tablespoon. And the same with the ginger, about half a tablespoon. I'm gonna add about a heaping teaspoon of brown sugar. We wanna sweeten this up just a little bit. We're almost making a teriyaki. I've also got some red chili flakes. I'm not gonna put too much, but I want just a little bit of a bite in there, so we'll add just a little pinch into it. Just like that. And lastly, just a little bit of water. I don't want it to be too salty. So I'm gonna put this on the stove. We're gonna bring it to a simmer and let all these flavors kind of come together for just 2 or 3 minutes. So we're gonna start by just getting this all mixed up. I'm not gonna bring it to a big hard rolling boil. I just want a little light simmer. What we wanna do is we wanna get that brown sugar to kind of melt, and we want those chili flakes to warm up and start releasing their oils. That's gonna add that little bit of heat in there. That looks about ready. Man, that smells so good. So guys, I got a can of black beans here. I want to show you how I'm going to season them. We'll start with our salt and pepper. And next I'm going to add a little bit of cumin. And this can get kind of strong, so I'm not going to go with too much. Like a half a teaspoon for this can of beans, that's all I'm gonna need. And I like to add a little bit of Mexican oregano. This is just gonna get a pinch and reach in there. I kind of break it up as I'm putting it in there. Let those oils kind of pop out once I start warming it up. So we're gonna put this on the stove, 2 or 3 minutes, let it come to a little simmer. That's all it's gonna take. All those flavors are just gonna open up and meld right into the beans. Now, the same as the sauce we just made, we're not going to bring this to a rolling boil either. We just want it to heat up, again, a low simmer. What's going to happen is when this starts warming up, those spices start to release their oils and they release all this flavor. So it doesn't take long. And when it gets to this point, just let it go for a couple of minutes. That's all it takes. Little tossy toss. And those look good to go. So the beans are ready. I'm going to put them in my little crock. Put them in the oven just to keep them warm while we get the rest of the things going for this meal. I'm hoping they all fit. Now for the star of the show. We're gonna cook up our peppers. Now a lot of people like to put these peppers, they put them in a basket, drop them in the deep fryer, completely blister them. That is a very popular way to cook them. Guys, there's nothing wrong with that. I've done it plenty of times. And I'm gonna basically do the same thing today, but I'm not gonna use a deep fryer. I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil in the bottom of a pan. I'll toss them around and we'll get them all blistered just the same. What that does, it softens up the pepper. You can eat those blistered skins. You don't even have to peel them. You put it in with your sauce, which is gonna be that teriyaki that we made a little earlier. And that's going to really elevate these peppers and bring them to the point where we're ready to put them on our taco. So let's go ahead and get started. Now before I put these in the pan, I went ahead and just dusted them off. I made sure there was no loose dirt or anything like that on them. I pulled off any additional little leaves. So we got them in the oil. We're going to let them sit here for just a second and start blistering just on that first side. And it's okay, they're going to get a little bit brown, and that's exactly what you want. That's going to add this sort of little bit of smokiness to them. It's really going to bring out their flavor, and it's going to help soften them up. So look at these now. They've been in the pan for about 3 or 4 minutes. We're starting to get a nice little brown coating on each of them. You don't want them burnt. You just want a little brown, little caramelization, if you will. I have my heat set to about medium. I don't want to get it smoking. If you start burning your oil, that's really going to taint the flavor on these. So I think we're pretty much there. Those look absolutely perfect. We're ready to get them out of the pan and move on. And remember, sometimes these peppers have a little air pocket in them and they will pop, so be kind of careful. You don't want to get burnt with that oil. So we're gonna throw these in a bowl. It's time to get them marinating. So while they're fresh out of the pan, we're gonna go ahead and put a couple scoops of that sauce right on top. What that's gonna do, those peppers are nice and hot, so they're just gonna absorb that flavor really easily. Mix them around, be sure they get well coated. Some of those little blisters that popped open, that allows the sauce to get on the inside. That's where the real flavor comes from. So we get these all coated. We're gonna set those aside and we're gonna cook some tortillas so we can make our tacos. And guess what? We're gonna cook them in the same oil that we made our peppers. That's just gonna give our tortillas some amazing flavor. So here we go, tortillas down, the oil is still hot. Just let those get a little crisp on each side. We're not making tostadas. We want to be able to fold these in half, but we also want a little crunchiness because we're going to need that texture. You know, we have the soft beans, the peppers are kind of soft. So this is going to add some real nice crunchy texture that we're going to need just to put these tacos right over the top. Those are looking ready. I made a couple batches because we're going to all feast today. Okay, so we've got everything ready. The shishitos are cooked. They're sitting in their little marinade. I got the taco shells in the oven, keeping warm. I got the beans in the oven. Last thing we need to do is get our avocado ready, and we build these things. Oh, it looks perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this out. I'm gonna start up here at the front end, I guess the top. Follow my way all the way around. Pop that right out. You see it comes out nice and clean. We're gonna set that upside down just like that, and we're just gonna slice it. You can see that? That's ready. Let's build some tacos. So guys, as we build these tacos, the one thing we have to do, we have to pull the stems off. I just like to cut it just below, and that's that simple. All right, here we go. It's nothing fancy, so we're getting out the paper to plate this today. So the tortillas go down first. They got that nice crisp edge, yet they're still pliable, so that's absolutely perfect. We're gonna hit those with the black beans. Then we go down with our shishito peppers. I put 2 on each. I was thinking about 3, but I think 2 is gonna be plenty. Now a little bit of that avocado. Then we finish these with our cilantro crema. Look at that. Shishito pepper and black bean tacos with cilantro crema. Well, that's it, guys. Something totally different. It wasn't really that hard to do. And if you just take these recipes and you do them one step at a time, you find they're actually quite simple. So I'm super excited to get in and try this. Let's do it. Here we go. All right. I don't even know what part to describe first. The black beans hit with this nice smooth creaminess. The shishitos pop. To begin with, they just have amazing flavor. Then you add that little bit of sauce that we put on at the end. It just absorbed right into them. The finale, the nice cold crema, in addition to that avocado. Man, what a treat. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Cheers, everyone.